Yasmino, what is up, motherfucker?
Hey, how's it going, guys? And welcome to Talkamania Post Show. This is NXT Takeover After Show After Hours. NXT Portland, man.
Yeah.
What a great show. How you doing?
I think I got this working. It looks like my video is lagging, which is usually the case. Can you give me some talking for a sec, Des?
Sure. Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boozer weights, broser weights, poser weights.
All right, I'm just gonna change my my video source because whenever I use my fucking webcam, it always fucks up. So we'll switch over to my shitty one, and yeah. So NXT Takeover Portland is completed. Adam Cole retains over Thomas Ciampa.
Baby! And Talkamania hits 100%. 100%
Did we?
on their predictions.
Damn, look at us, eh?
I won't take too much credit for it because it was fairly an easy one to call top to bottom. I think the only one that left some question marks was going to be Balor versus Gargano. But we did it, man. We were 100% accurate in our predictions.
Sweet deal, man. How did you enjoy the pay-per-view from start to bottom?
I liked it, man. NXT's got something about it. It's magic. It's on a whole nother level. You know, people are sitting back talking week after week. I'm not shitting on AW. Love AW as well, too. Great alternative, great product. But they're always talking about the ratings, NXT, AEW. But man, when these guys do a pay-per-view, a takeover, they're on a whole nother level. The matches they have, the chemistry in the ring, the stories they tell, the crowd. I don't know. Something about it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Great event tonight.
Yeah, it was really good. I agree with you, man. NXT is just it's special, man. There's just something really special about that shit.
Do you have an eye in the chat tonight?
Do I have an eye on the chat right now? Yes.
Okay, good shit. Because I think we got some people joining us tonight, which is good. So, guys, feel free to participate if you aren't. Follow us at _Talkamania. You can check us out, check the link where to watch this, and you can join in on the chat. Be part of the action, guys. Give us a follow, subscribe, all that stuff. We hope you enjoyed NXT Portland just as much as we did. I had a fun time. I was tweeting more tonight. That's how you can tell I really enjoy it when I'm more interactive and more on social media, want to call shit out and talk about stuff and enjoy the excitement with all of you guys. So for me, I like it, man. Top to bottom, man. It was a great.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm just fucking around with my settings because I have no idea.
I know I'm trying to stall a little bit because it seems like you're fucking focusing on shit here.
I am focusing on shit. Whatever. My video looks like crap, but as long as the audio and the video are working, so let me see here. Bear with the live show, and we're still getting used to this shit. Yeah.
Your audio got better. So that's
my
good.
Audio got better on your end and your ears? I don't think that matters.
On yours, it was a little bit echoey for a moment there.
All right. All right, so let's break it down match by match. What kicked off the show tonight? It was
Keith Lee and Dijakovic. I took notes tonight.
Good. So drive this shit while I fuck around with this.
All right, guys. So the match opened up with a big. The event opened up with a big bang. We had Keith Dijakovic. Sorry, I thought I had it, but I didn't. Classic match, man. These guys have had so many matches with each other that my fear going into it was, are we going to see anything different? Is it going to be more or less the same thing? Are we going to see that Spanish fly again, which we did? But outside of that, man, these guys had amazing chemistry. I watch these guys go like every month on TakeOver. Just put these guys in a match against each other. These guys were awesome, off the charts.
There was some new shit, though.
Yeah, well, the senton from onto the chair on the outside.
Yes.
I thought the guy landed on his head, on his back. I was like, shit, that looked really, really painful. They showed another angle, and it looked like Keith Lee kind of caught him.
Yeah.
So, like, his head actually didn't hit the ground, and it looked awesome. These guys had really such good chemistry in the ring together. I know I keep saying that word, but the magic. Keith Lee is going to be a big player. I love the fact that he's only teasing kind of like, look, he's this big with just the North American Championship. Wait till he gets his NXT title reign, then goes up to the main roster. This guy is going to be a key player for the WWE in years to come. No doubt about it. These guys too late in the line. The match, the ending got a little bit sloppy when Dijakovic couldn't get him up, but I thought he played it really well. Instead of going to the next segment or making it look stupid, he played off the sore back. So I loved it, man.
You think it was
Yeah, it looked like a botch to me, but that's it. The fact that you were wondering that if it was a botch or not goes to show you they played it off well. And then the respect after the match. Keith Lee, look, man, you laid it out on the line. I have lots of respect for you, my friend. Go to the top rope, put your arm up, salute. You deserved it. And those two guys, it's funny because I was talking to my cousin and we're like, who's gonna follow up this match? And they did.
They did. Every
'Cause
match got better and better and better, I thought.
every match was really, really good. I'll have to say my match that was probably the weakest in the card was Ripley versus
Oh,
Bianca
I love
Belair.
that match.
But that's it. I'm not even saying it was a bad match. It was still a very good match. I thought it was a bit short. Well, we're gonna get to it shortly because we're gonna go through the card. But that's it. Like calling any match weak on this card is just there wasn't that many. It was a great card from top to bottom.
That'd be weak. If you're calling matches weak on this card, then you're fucking weak. That's it.
Sauce.
Okay, so we had Dijakovic. Keith Lee retains. Honestly, as great as Keith Lee is, Dijakovic just has this fucking thing about him in the ring.
When he went off the top rope, I'm like, he's gonna do a moonsault, but he did this like weird twisty thing, kind of like the Moonlight Drive or whatever you want to call it, the one that John Morrison does, Starship Pain in the corner, right? But he did it just standing off the top rope and landed it. A big guy like that, and we were saying on our podcast this past week, this guy can walk over the rope like the Undertaker, but he can bust out moves like Rey Mysterio. So for a guy as big as him, the chops they were laying out too, when they're telling the crowd, shh, the big two-hand chops on Dijakovic, it was great. So for me, I was like, this, oh, it started off so good. I was worried how the rest of the card was going to go. Then, shortly after, we go into Tegan Nox versus Dakota Kai. And for me, this match was really fucking good.
It was great.
It was fantastic. People are tweeting all over social media how women's wrestling on NXT is the best quality women's wrestling. And although we appreciate all forms and types and industry and promotions of women's wrestling, NXT has some special magic about it. These two women just tore the house down. They started off aggressive before the match even began, bashing each other into barriers, DDTing each other on the outside. And from the start to finish, this match was brutal. We even got to see a shot to the head with the trash can.
You got a chair shot.
We saw a chair shot too, RVD style to the head. This match for me actually probably was one of the best women's matches I've watched in 2020 so far.
Damn.
So I was like, shit, how are they going to follow up with Keith Lee and Dijakovic? These women were able to do it. And I wanted this match. I wanted to see Dakota Kai just come out and be this awesome heel. And she was. She did very good. She was very stiff. They did a lot of innovation with each other. They weren't holding back any punches. And
or kicks.
For me, the only thing I will say is the ending itself. I would have liked to see a winner in this match because of how good this match was. It kind of reminded me, I think it was 2002, or the return of Shawn Michaels versus Triple H in that street fight. And this match had that kind of magic where it was like a really brutal street fight, a story being told, and I wanted that, that finish where Nox was going to win or Dakota would pull out something dirty. And to have that woman come out, I don't even know her name.
Who the fuck was that?
I'm not bad. I noted it down earlier, didn't write it down.
It's Rafael Gonzalez because I'm reading it right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go. Whoever provided that for us.
No, I did. I'm reading it not on my chat. Chat's fucking quiet. Chat, where the hell are you guys?
Wake up, interact, my friends. But yes, she showed up, and I'm like, wait, is this Sonya Deville? Is this Victoria? It's like, it's like the combination. It's like a love child between the two of them. And then she missed she tried to throw her to the table.
She
she
fucked her
missed.
up, man. That looked brutal.
But man, Tegan Nox looked fantastic. She was beautiful tonight, man. Like she had the hair going, she had the different attire. I think the ref had to tell her to pull up her pants at one point because they kept sliding down. But I ain't gonna complain because she looked good. These two women tore it up, and this is women's wrestling. I can't. If this is the long story, I get it. I wanted to see a winner. I felt there should have been a winner. This is a classic. But if this is gonna go the long story and go to WrestleMania, I guess we'll get the match.
WrestleMania. You mean TakeOver?
WrestleMania week.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Rucker even texted me. He was like, "Damn, Tegan Nox is sexy," and I was like, "Shit, she really is."
Well, that guy appreciates a fine woman, and he pretty much likes all the fine women, right?
I think he likes all the women. I think we all like all the women, but no. Rucker in the chat right now says Tegan was a star tonight. 100% agree. Honestly, she looked
fucking great, man. And if any of you didn't know who she was, now you do, man.
Yeah.
She looked fucking great. She delivered. Even Dakota Kai. I haven't been the biggest Kai fan. For a woman who's so centralized on her kicks, she often has a very soft style of wrestling with her kicks, but she looked a lot better tonight. I think the heel is what she needs to be. But Knox stood out, man. I thought she was great. This was her coming out
I
match.
was just gonna
And
say that was her coming out match.
yeah,
100%.
it was great. And I think there's going to be a big payoff come TakeOver WrestleMania weekend.
So I had some issues with Beast TV tonight. It was fucking on me pretty hard. So I didn't get to see the ending. I saw the Raquel Gonzalez come out. I saw her throw Tegan Knox onto the table that didn't break, and then boom, I'm buffering. Yeah. So how did it end? Because people were saying it was a shitty one. Like there was just a pin after, or what?
I think so. Yeah, if I recall, I think that was it. That was just the end right there. She pinned her. I mean, like, come on, she looked like she was dead. She missed the table.
I like those kind of botches though. Those kind of botches make things like a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, the only here's the thing is I go through, I look at my internet feed. People are bitching, complaining because there's that one spot where Knox had her against the stairs with a garbage can on her head. She did that running Kevin Owens senton thing or like some kind of version of it, and kind of missed or misjudged the I guess the distance and kind of landed on her own back. People are knocking her, ripping her apart, but man, people aren't gonna land everything perfectly. Give the girl a break. And then another thing with the woman debuting at the end, she might be great. She's from the Mae Young Classic, they said, but here we are struggling for other women on the roster to have any time on TV. We have Candice LeRae, who's barely there. We have that Vanessa Bourne. I don't know
who the fuck is Vanessa Bourne.
Santana Garrett. We have Carter. We have Mia Yim, and then they're just putting another person into NXT. So it's like, it must be tough for the other women on the roster because
come on,
they have someone else coming in here, and it's going to take away from any kind of TV time or any shot they had. I mean,
I feel like the women's division in NXT is pretty equally divided. First of all, Io Shirai is out, right? And then you got Shayna Baszler, who's pretty much main roster at this point. You got Rhea Ripley, who's going to be in a program with Charlotte. So they do need new women, and this was a good way to bring somebody up to kind of there was no reaction. It seemed like one of those AEW debuts where,
and I feel like it's good. I feel like it's gonna be like Knox is gonna have to take this woman on going to WrestleMania. She'll be the Wardlow of the kind of like the MJF with Wardlow. Yeah. She's gonna have her protecting her. Knox is gonna have to go through her.
Cool
She'll beat her. I guess if it's in that, that's okay. But I'm agreeing with you to a certain extent. There'll be people coming up to the main roster after WrestleMania as well too.
Mm-hmm.
But we have Shotzi Blackheart. She just debuted and she wasn't on NXT this past week, so it's like I just want them to be careful, be smart about how many people they're bringing onto the main roster because it's just there's so many people.
The main roster of NXT, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Main women and men, so it could just be a bit tough. I don't want them to dilute their product too much.
I don't know. I Candice LeRae, I'm not popping boners over her and or anything she does in the ring, so I don't know. I'll take some new blood, man. I'll take some new blood. Debuts are always interesting. This one fell a little bit flat, I agree. We'll see where it goes, but at least we got a nice table botch out of it. That's always fun. I see Dez over there pouring himself some wine.
Yeah.
Is that all you?
It's getting late in the night, guys, when I'm drinking wine. I bought this bottle on Friday, and I kind of been nursing it a little bit, but I had a couple beers tonight, having some wine to cap off the night, and that's it, man. All right, so moving on, we had Balor and Gargano. So this was the match, because, look, we had Keith Lee and Dijakovic. We had Tegan Knox, and we had Dakota Kai taking on each other. And I'm like, the style that Gargano and Balor are going to have, it might slow things down a little bit. It might not be as interesting. And it did. What's that?
I didn't really enjoy it.
You didn't enjoy
it? I enjoyed the ending of the match.
Did you watch the whole match?
I was screwing around with some settings, getting ready for tonight during this. There was a cool story being told, but ultimately, I don't care for Johnny Gargano. And Finn Balor, as much as I like him better in NXT, he's still, like, mediocre at best to keep my attention.
Oh, he was good
good tonight.
Balor was good tonight. He was good as a heel.
The coup de grace was the nicest.
They told such a story in the ring. And I know if you hate Gargano or you hate Balor or whatever, it's kind of hard to appreciate this match. And I went into it thinking this was going to be a bit boring compared to the two previous matches. And, it's one of those matches where it starts off a bit slow, really picks up. They start going back and forth. And the moves they did, the innovation was pretty good in this match. And there was points where you really thought Gargano was going to win. He put him in the Gargano escape like once, twice, 3 times. And then, look, Balor pretty much won cleanly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, as clean as he can get as a heel, right? He took him out. He beat him down on the outside, threw him in. That double stomp was so nasty. I remember he had hit one on AJ Styles a couple years ago where he went straight down, absorbed into AJ Styles, and he was like, ugh! and that was very similar
Yeah,
to
this was a
tonight.
good
Just
one. That was a good coup de grace.
straight down. I would love to have him to pop in a blood capsule or something to add to it. It would have been great. Have some bleeding in the mouth. He has the double arm DDT, which looked even nastier. Like literally murdered Gargano. And I thought this was fantastic because a lot of people, and not talking maniacs, we did predict Finn Balor winning this match.
Of course.
But people had thought that Gargano would pick up the inevitable win in this feud. It was a bit of a longer game. Balor picking up wins, Gargano finally coming back and winning, but he didn't. And that's the magic of it for me, at least, because a lot of this shit is really predictable these days. And having Balor actually come in and pick up the win, it's a nod and a respect to Balor for the hard work he's been putting in. And at the same time, you don't want to have this predictable thing where Balor just comes in, he's the veteran and just gives him the rub. I think Gargano, like fans are kind of on the fence. They love him as a face. They also, you see them cheering Balor as well because they're kind of tired of Gargano, the same way Roman Reigns was shoved down our throat. But I think these two worked well in the ring together. I thought this was going to go to WrestleMania with Gargano finally picking up the win over Balor. But after the main event finish and his involvement, I don't know, man. I don't know where this is headed. But I was happy that Balor picked up the win, and I feel like it was the right decision, and I'm happy they made it.
Yeah, no, it was definitely the right decision. Johnny Gargano seems to have taken somewhat of a heel turn after the things that went down during the Cole Ciampa match. We'll get to that shortly. I don't want this to draw out to WrestleMania, and I also don't want to see Ciampa versus Gargano on WrestleMania weekend. I feel like
I think that's what we're getting now, right?
Whatever. I'm kind of over Gargano.
But that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm tying to. I think people we got behind Balor because we are tired of Gargano.
Yeah. You thought this match was better than Ripley versus Belair?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
I think so. I think Ripley versus Belair was a bit short. I feel like they didn't get the time, and there was a few sloppy moments. I mean, I don't know. Like, I will say this. Okay, we're going into Belair versus Ripley right now, so we'll segue. Belair looks like a fucking $1 million tonight.
Her attire was cool.
She's a future star. Yeah. She is amazing. I really like what Bianca Belair brings, and I think she's outshining Ripley, to be honest with you. I think in the past few weeks, people have been more behind, at least in my perspective, people have been really behind Bianca Belair, and I think the fans are going to make a good push for her to be in this main event. And I think if they're not planning for her to be there right now, they're going to take some serious consideration to adding her, because I don't see what else she's going to be involved with come WrestleMania weekend, be a TakeOver, be a Battle Royale. Unless they have her win the WrestleMania Battle Royale, she's worked really hard and she stood out the past few weeks.
There's still a lot of time till Mania.
She looked better than Ripley tonight, man. I'm sorry.
I think she looked amazing, but Ripley, I'm watching Ripley fight, and I'm like, you know what? This is the Charlotte Flair. This is what I wanted out of Charlotte Flair's career when she first joined main roster. This is the kind of attitude and the kind of poise in the ring that I was hoping that Charlotte Flair would give us.
Just gotta drop that pump handle slam.
I like it. I think it works.
It's crap.
I don't
mind
it.
It looks so weak. That was almost also it. It's the finish of the match was like that was it. Just dropped her kind of.
It was off the top rope.
Like halfway up the top rope and a pump handle slam. And it was the same.
It would
she
fuck
did
you
up. So it wasn't even innovative. It was just like the same thing she did last event.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I thought Bianca looked better than she did tonight, and I was so behind Ripley, and I really wasn't even that much of a Belair fan to begin with, and then she won me over just because of her hard work. She worked her ass off. She works her ass off in that ring. The charisma that she has. She does her own tight. She creates her own persona. And you know what? Ripley is really good. And she was on a really good momentum going from Survivor Series onward.
Don't be sour on Ripley, bro.
She's good. She's very good. I don't know, man.
Disappointed.
She's not even that great at promos. You might get a little bit of heat there, but she isn't.
Look, I agree that Bianca, they're leaving it as an option. Having Charlotte Flair throw her into the stairs after.
I agree with you. 100%. I'm like, what's up with that, right?
Yeah. Charlotte Flair botched the shit out of her little finisher.
Her little Queen's, whatever it is called.
Selective something. Natural selection.
It should be called Save the Queen. That'd be a good name.
Would it be? I don't think it would be. I don't like it.
Anyways.
Charlotte looked like $1 million though. Charlotte coming in, attacking Rhea Ripley was
good. Look good. We have our match. It's official. WrestleMania, Charlotte Flair versus Ripley. There is that option to have Bianca Belair in there. But I'm a little on the fence about that because then it can act as a way to save Charlotte. Like she doesn't have to eat the pin, or there's a third person in there, so there's not that big of a win when Ripley does win. I think it needs to be a one-on-one. I think Charlotte needs to take an L at WrestleMania this year. So I kind of don't
She
want
lost
it to be
last year.
I don't want it to be a three-way. Well, on the outside of the ring, they might protect her this year as well, make it a three-way. But if you're going to go the route of a three-way and you're going to put Bianca Belair in there, as much as I want to see Bianca in there because of her hard work, I'd throw Io in there at that point.
Oh, come
and make it a
on.
fatal.
No. I mean, as much as I'd love to see Io Shirai in there, I don't want. See, I was thinking when Charlotte Flair came out and attacked Rhea Ripley and then made it official, I think it would have been better if this was the first time she interacted with Rhea since Rhea showed up on Raw. I think that would have been better than her showing up on NXT next week. We would have maybe slightly forgotten it. It would have been more of a surprise, and I think it would have made a bigger impact. But no way, man. Dude, you can't, like... I agree. It needs to be a one-on-one match. Throwing Belair in there is, like, questionably okay. Throwing a fourth, forget about it. I mean, it's an NXT match with Charlotte Flair at that point.
Now, I'd be totally down for this, though. Have Bianca Belair put into this match, and she wins it.
No.
At WrestleMania.
No. I don't know.
I'd be down, man. Dude, this girl's worked so hard. I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah, the WrestleMania.
I'm on her right now tonight.
Yeah.
But it's like, I sat back a year ago and been like, I don't like this girl. She's not doing it for me.
You don't like anybody when
they
debut, dude.
Dude, she's worked so fucking hard, man. I'm so with Belair. So with Belair.
I don't think she can go over at Mania. I don't think that'll work. I mean,
well, I think so. I think by now, but if you build her up correctly from now until WrestleMania, like, I don't know. I feel Ripley's cooling off, man. And
for
I feel
you, I don't think she's cooling off for anybody
Bianca
else.
Is the flavor of the week, and maybe that's not the right way to call it, but that's kind of what it is. I'm not even trying to sugarcoat it.
You're saying Bianca's the flavor of the week?
I feel like people were really behind Ripley leading up until Survivor Series, afterwards, the Royal Rumble, all that shit, and then I feel like people were like, Bianca, holy shit, she's wowing us. Maybe we want Bianca. So I feel like they're kind of in this like,
it's pretty fickle.
Where do we put Bianca now? So I feel like they left that in this event, right?
Look,
we'll
I like Bianca Belair. I'm not going to say she needs time. I think we need time more than anything else. It's Rhea Ripley's time. Let her roll with the punches. Let's get somebody else over at WrestleMania. I
feel she's better developed than Ripley overall.
I still don't think that she's going to sell as much as Ripley.
She cut a promo. Her in-ring work is fantastic.
We're going to disagree.
Ripley has a look. To her.
Yeah, she's got the look. Bianca's got a look too, though.
Like, have her have a better, like a big boot or something. Like
she tried to tonight. She tried to.
Slam. The pump handle slam is like, come on, man. Are you Road Dogg?
Is it the pump handle slam that's making you sour on Rhea Ripley?
There's a huge part of it that's a pump handle slam, and I don't think it's just me.
That's fickle as fuck.
There's a lot of people that are like, that's lame finish. Like it's not just me.
I like that move. I've always liked that move. It would fuck you up if you think about it.
At least Tess would like throw them up on their fucking shoulder and slam them down afterwards, but it just like, I don't know. Like if you can get suplex, if you can get body slammed, if you can go through what Adam Cole went through tonight, you can take a fucking pump handle slam and kick out.
Yeah, but not if it's called your finisher. If it's called your finisher, it's worth all that much more.
Yeah.
Look, Alexa Bliss had to DDT as her finisher for a long time, and it was believable.
We talk about the women's finisher, right? And Lana, how she has the standard women's finisher 01 and SmackDown versus Raw, where it's like the face buster Xbox move. So many women who haven't had talent have been given that finishing move. I find at the same time the DDT is one of them as well too. If you don't have a finisher, if they got nothing for you, use a DDT.
And apparently now the pump handle slam, according to Des.
I love the I like the pump handle slam. It's a good move. Like it. Cool. Use it as a signature move. Off the top rope. Keep using it. But come up with something else. Like, I don't know. Just doesn't do it.
Because it's got a good name, man. It's the Riptide.
Keep the name. Change your finishing move and use that name. I think the Riptide is a fantastic name for her move. But wow, Riptide, great move name. Pump handle slam, really? Oh well, it sucks. So I'll have to do it off the top rope every time now to make it effective. And the way she dropped Bianca tonight was like, it wasn't the most.
It was like a
devastating
deep
move
six
laid
pump
out.
handle slam from the top rope. I liked it. Fuck off. All right, let's talk about the NXT Tag Team Championship match. We had the Broserweights versus the Undisputed Era. It is official.
Great match.
Great match. Absolutely great match. A lot of stuff happened in this one. We had signs of Dunn and the Bro kind of falling apart. They made it back in. There was a lot of innovative tag team moves. I like how the rules were a little bit more lenient than usual. And shit got messy and shit ended clean. I thought it was really well done.
This is one of the first times they actually showed like a match where it was like, oh, trouble in paradise, Riddle and Dunn not on the same page. They're messing up each other's shit. And then they still ended up winning. Because very often it's like when you see them start like hitting each other and like miscommunicating, that's it. That's the end. But this is like they threw it in there, but they actually were like, no. They're going to get back together on the same page. So I like that. A little bit of new innovation there. These guys look great. Look, love or hate Matt Riddle, he does exciting shit in the ring.
Dude, Matt Riddle was the star of that match.
Yeah, he does very innovative stuff in the ring. His kicks, like that, their finishing move, like where he like power bombs him, kicks him in the face, like flips him over. Like the finish on that match altogether was fantastic. Mm-hmm. And I also want to give credit to the Undisputed Era, man. Kyle O'Reilly, man, that guy's he's the man. The way he sells, the way he flops, the way his legs get all floppy because he's like getting loose and goosey, gonna faint, get his head knocked off, man. I love this guy. He can make anybody look good. And Bobby Fish, he did all right. He turned gray overnight, apparently. I don't know what that was about, but I thought it was funny, though, when they came out and they did the whole Bobby Fish, fry fish thing that they showed his face on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was great.
No, Kyle O'Reilly, like we talked about it a lot when it comes to like certain wrestlers putting moves together and it doesn't look fluid. Kyle O'Reilly has a way of moving in between all the moves in the chain wrestling that makes something that looks really staged and choreographed look smooth and fluid as fuck. He's got this charisma that I don't think will ever go over on the main roster. I mean, I think it'll be over. I don't think Vince will ever make him a major player in the main event. I tweeted out that he's a fucking gem tonight. And as I was tweeting it, I was like, it's a shame that he's this good and he'll probably never get anything else. You said Johnny Gargano could be the next Daniel Bryan. That shit. Kyle O'Reilly should be the next Daniel Bryan.
No, it'll be Gargano. And I agree with you. I like Kyle O'Reilly more than I like Gargano.
Right.
But here's the thing. I think Gargano, it's going to be very hard for him to be a singles competitor, but you can make him in one of the best tag teams of all time, for sure. But the only problem is Bobby Fish won't. And looking at him tonight, he's a bit gray. I don't think he's going to he's had knee issues too. I don't think he's going to hang in there the long run.
I like Bobby Fish.
I don't mind him either. I think he's okay. He complements the team rather well. But I feel like is Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly going to be a long-term tag team on the main roster? I'm not exactly certain. So maybe he's got to find somebody else, maybe him and Adam Cole. I don't know. But either way, yeah, these guys too, they did well. Everybody was great in this match tonight. Even Pete Dunne. I love when he works the fingers, man, where he twists them, breaks them, bites them. It's fantastic. He's the fucking bruiserweight, man. The match was great. I love to see them win the tag team titles. And you know what this is going to lead down the line, right? We're going to have fucking fantastic matches between Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne when they finally break up. So this whole thing, fantastic. Loved it. Loved the match. So many false finishes. So many great innovation and creativity in that ring between them. And if you hate Matt Riddle, suck it because the guy's
Who
great,
hates
man.
Matt Riddle?
He was the star of that match.
People don't like this guy?
Oh, yeah, for sure. They don't like him.
Because they're jelly or what? What's there not to like? I mean, this guy, they don't like his persona. They don't like what he's a stoner. Like, people loved RVD. This guy's like a millennial RVD.
Dude, he's great, man. And okay, so Bobby Fish, I'm reading right now, is 43 years old. So that's it. Imagine that though. Like I feel like it's a chance for me. Should we do it? Should we try?
DDP was like 40 when he debuted or some shit like that. There's still a chance. Bobby Fish, every time I see Undisputed come out, I go, shit, is Bobby Fish the Marty Jannetty of the Undisputed Era? And then by the end of the match, I'm like, no, he's just a really good complimentary player.
He's a very good complimentary player. He's not bad at all.
He's a great storyteller in the ring, too. I don't know if he could stand alone. I think Kyle O'Reilly could stand alone. I really do. I would have actually preferred it to be Kyle O'Reilly in Roderick Strong's position and have Roderick Strong be with Bobby Fish. I think that could have worked. But
they were already a tag team on the indie scene when they came into NXT. And then Roderick Strong was separate. He was doing his thing. He joined the Undisputed Era. So yeah. But did you hear? It's funny. So many people are commenting on Roderick Strong's voice because it's like you see Roderick Strong, and then you hear him, and he's like, "I'm gonna beat them."
Yeah, Adam in the chat says Matt Riddle is dope. Yeah, he's fucking dope. I mean, who can't like this guy?
Matt Riddle is dope, man. Love it. Even if he's like, "It's a thing, bro. It's a thing, man." He just goes out there. He has a good time.
The Fish jumping on the lyrics tonight. That was good.
Yeah.
And Fish is loving it. He's got a fish on his ass on his trousers.
Well, yeah, that's it. I think he's always had that, but he's Bobby Fish, man. Why not? Make the most of it.
Evan Gomez in the chat says Bobby Fish isn't the Jannetty. He's the Devon. Not as severe, but still the second fiddle.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. His name really is Bobby Fish, too.
It's a great name, man.
Yeah.
It's a great
Robert
name.
Fish.
To me, I think this is one of my favorite matches on the card just because I think there was 2 hot tags in a row. So we had Matt Riddle come out with the hot tag, and he just slayed it. Like, it was move after move after move. Senton jumping over the other guy, Senton. Kyle O'Reilly at one point got the hot tag and just stormed Pete Dunne off the apron and just hit him with a knee. There was tons of knees in that match, but I love every single one of them. They're fierce and stiff, and I fucking love them.
Giving Kenny Omega a run for his money, folks. I like that match, too. Could have been a contender for a match of the night. Honestly, like, I honestly will say, like, first of all, the main event was good. We're going to get to that momentarily. But Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai, if there was a solid finish to this match, like if Nox would have went over, or even Kai, like that, I was fucking impressed.
Well, Dakota Kai did go over.
Yeah, I guess she did win, right?
Yeah, she won.
But like, it's funny because you watch Keith Lee, Dijakovic, you're like, well, who's gonna follow this?
Yeah.
And you watch Nox and you watch Kai, you're like, oh my god, they actually did follow it. And like within the first 5 minutes, you felt it. You're like, oh,
there was no lows on this card.
There was no lows in that match. Yeah.
Did you catch the pre-show?
Was there a pre-show? What was the match?
Well, I don't know if it was a pre-show with a match, but
Sam Roberts was booed?
Yeah, not only that, Sam Roberts is so fucking weird, man. Like, I get that he's playing an angle, but like, I listen to Jim and Sam on Sirius like almost every morning, and like, that's not him at all. Like, he's just super weird, dude. And like,
he's playing a character, I guess.
Yeah, he's playing a character, but I don't know, it's not working for me. All right, let's talk main event, and before we do so, we got to play the champs music, baby. We just got the system. Adam Cole. I didn't think he was gonna win this, man. At certain points in the match, I really didn't think he was gonna fucking hang on to that title. Things got nasty. There was one of those, one of the kickouts by Ciampa after the UE had came out, and he finally hit that kick to the behind the head, and then Tommaso Ciampa still kicked out. I was like, what the fuck?
Ciampa.
What did I say, Ciampa?
Thomas Ciampa.
Thomas Ciampa.
You know what? When we went to, what was it, NXT Brooklyn? Or it was the one where it was like 2 out of 3 falls, Gargano, Cole or something. The Undisputed Era came out, and it was like, oh, Cole's got this because the Undisputed Era came out. They distracted him. They caused all kinds of chaos. Gargano kicked out. So it's very similar to that. The one thing I have to say about NXT main events, dude, there's like 10,000 false finishes. And one thing I will also say is Adam Cole takes a fucking beating, man.
Yeah.
That guy takes a beating in every single match he's in. Remember him getting dropped off the cell through that table. Him and Gargano also in their 3 stages of hell. He won the match, but at the same time, I'm telling you, man, these guys, Ciampa, Cole, tore it down. I was like, what are we going to see that we haven't seen? The innovation and creativity in this match was fantastic. And look, we were right. You were saying that you weren't sure Cole was going to win, but we had predicted earlier on because we feel this is going to be a long game. And we really thought, to be honest with you, that Cole would pick up the win one way or the other. And this journey would end at WrestleMania weekend, where Cole would lose to Ciampa at TakeOver WrestleMania weekend. But now everything's completely thrown around. I'm very excited to see what happens in NXT because we had Gargano come out. So, pulls the title away. I kind of felt like maybe he was going to do that, but then like help him. But he didn't. He clocked out Ciampa. Cole got the win. So I have to think we're finally going to get another a Ciampa versus Gargano match. Was it 4 at this point?
It's too many.
And it's going to be good. I'll have to say it probably will be good, but it's not what I expected. So for me, what happens here is Gargano, like, I lost against Balor, I'm moving on. Like, how did he turn heel? I want to see the
Well, he's
logic in between
frustrated,
this.
right? He's frustrated about
For
being the
sure,
good
for
guy.
sure, for sure. But I feel like he could come back and get that win at WrestleMania. But I like that they're moving on, not making it predictable. Like, okay, at TakeOver WrestleMania, Gargano will finally get his win.
Mm-hmm.
No, he lost. The bad guy won. Moving on. And that's what I like that's fresh. It's not like this typical recipe where it's like the good guys always win in the end. So I like that. And now that also leaves a question mark: who is Cole face come Takeover weekend? Because I still, in my heart, believe that the Undisputed Era will be making a debut after
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania on the main
Mm-hmm.
roster.
Mm-hmm.
So it leaves a lot of question on who Cole's going to face come NXT Takeover WrestleMania weekend. Well, I actually think it's pretty easy at this point now. If you look at all the pieces falling into place, I'm going to ask you, J Bum, who do you think that's going to be?
Who's Adam Cole going to face on WrestleMania weekend?
Yes.
It could be, it could be a few things. It could be Finn Balor. It could be Gargano and Ciampa in a three-way, which is kind of lame.
Could be, yeah, that could be.
There's, I don't know who you're thinking.
I think it's going to be the Dream, man.
Mm.
I think Dream's going to go through Cole. Sorry, going to go through Roderick Strong, beat him. And I think lining up going into NXT TakeOver WrestleMania weekend, I think it's going to be Cole versus the Dream. You might have Ciampa and Gargano in there too as well too, or in a three-way. Maybe Dream's left out of the picture, but where does he go from there? He came back. He's so over Velveteen. I think put him up against Cole, have him win that championship. I think he would go great over with the fans, and then it's a nice exit for Cole to kind of like, go over to their. They've dropped all the titles. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, I get that because you can have Ciampa versus Gargano, and then you could have Velveteen Dream versus Cole. But where does this leave Finn Balor? That's where the hole in the story goes for me. Like, where does he move from here? And what's with the X in his name on Prince?
Oh, yeah, I know. I saw that, too. I thought it was a typo. That's the thing?
No, it's a thing. It's all over the internet, too. People are thinking it has something to do with Cross.
Well, remember the Undisputed Era put an X on Ciampa's back, too, eh?
That's true.
Last week, they put it in, like, yellow.
I had a little bit of thought that maybe Gargano would have joined with Undisputed
Me, too.
Era
And I was like, that would have been dope. I would have been down. Like, let's get a new member in Undisputed Era. Let's do it, man.
Yeah, when he was walking up the ramp, he kind of turned back, and I was like, shit. Is this guy going down? He had a cool DIY shirt, though. It was like the play on Ciampa's American flag.
He was wearing a DIY shirt?
Yeah, bro.
Gargano?
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know.
No, I think it's just to throw the fans off, right?
For
He
sure.
comes out, he's wearing a DIY. Like, oh, yeah, he's there to help. Oh, snap. He could have ripped it off, though, like Mike Tyson style, and had an Undisputed Era.
That's what I was hoping for.
Dude, he should have done it. I think that would have been a good night to do it. I think people would have been talking. People would be excited. They'd be like, oh, my God, Gargano interfered, and he's in the Undisputed Era. It would have worked, man.
So, yeah, you nailed it. The thing that's fun about NXT TakeOvers is that, especially this one, and was this their first standalone?
Yes, and it was moved to Sunday tonight.
Okay, so this was a pivotal, whatever, you know the word. It was a moment for NXT for sure. So I wonder if we're going to get more of these. And then with all the rumors of WWE selling pay-per-view rights to Fox, they were even talking about selling WrestleMania rights and shit, or removing pay-per-views from the network. I can see them replacing the pay-per-views with NXT pay-per-views. So eventually we might get like an NXT pay-per-view once a month or every 3 months or something like that on the network. And then the other pay-per-views go, actually to pay-per-view.
Maybe. I feel like the takeovers have been more, like not more, but I feel like they've been consistent enough. Every like 2 months or something. Like they're not that far in between.
Well, if you count Worlds Collide, then yeah.
I do feel though that it would be good for the roster, give them the time to rest up. Like these guys don't have an off season.
No, I still think main roster's going to do it every month. It just won't be on the network.
Okay, all right.
We're going to get all this shitload of stuff. I feel like this is the whole plan. They're putting NXT on USA. They're putting NXT matches on the WrestleMania card. They're getting this shit to be mainstream.
Yeah.
And then boom, they're going to remove pay-per-view the network, have that, 30, 40 every month, or Fox some deal with a network, and then have NXT replace that slot on the WWE network.
I see. It's possible.
If we get an NXT pay-per-view every month, I don't give a shit. First of all, I don't pay for pay-per-views, so you can charge people $40 and it changed my life at all.
Until the cops show up at your door.
Dude, again, I'm just the street user. I smoke the weed. I don't sell the weed, so.
Hells yeah,
no one's going. Where does this leave Bianca Belair? I know we're jumping around a little bit here too, but Bianca being done, if she doesn't go in with Charlotte and Rhea, where can you see her going, or what happened tonight?
Probably one of two things. Either she's like some match on NXT TakeOver WrestleMania to be the #1 contender, or she'll be in the Battle Royale on the main roster WrestleMania show. They do the same crappy Battle Royale they did last time that Carmella won. Have Belair win it. Honestly, you never win it. Like, her stock, I don't think anybody's stock in the women's division has climbed so much as she has in such little time. Outside of Rhea Ripley, but I would say that Rhea Ripley still, Bianca is still kind of like I'm telling you, I think Bianca is surpassing Ripley's.
In your heart, Des. In your heart.
I don't know, man. I almost want to like Ripley more. And I'm like, oh yeah, Ripley, she's cool. She comes out. She's tall. She's badass. She's got my brutality. And then you have Bianca come out, who I wasn't a big fan of. Just respect the hard work she puts in, man. Like, she's the EST, man. She's the bestest.
Can we agree there's no way that Charlotte Flair wins at WrestleMania and becomes NXT Women's Champion?
I sure hope not. I don't think
What the hell would even happen there?
She goes to NXT for a while, and we're happy because she's off the main roster, but she's ruining NXT. So, no, this is her year to be like, look, well, you know what, though? She lost last year, right? So it's like, are they going to
she
make
didn't
her
lose.
She
just didn't win, right? Oh, wow. That's NXT TakeOver, baby. That's NXT TakeOver Portland. Is there anything you want to add before we wrap this shit up, bro?
Nah, man. Great show. NXT TakeOvers. I was stuck to the TV watching it from start to finish. Can't say anything better than the card down from the top to the bottom. Keith Lee retaining over Dijakovic. This was a great match. These guys are down. I could watch these guys go month after month, year after year. Just keep bringing it on. These guys are instant classics. Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox, fantastic work. Women's wrestling, tore it down, loved it, and I can't wait to see where this story goes. Balor and Gargano, another fantastic match.
Balor and Gargano was the only match rated A+ from Bleacher Report.
Oh. So
I think I'm in the minority here, not enjoying it.
Dude, it was good. It took a while. One of those matches where it kind of starts off a bit slow. They tell a bit of a story, and it picked up, man. I really, really enjoyed this match. A lot more than I was going to.
Adam in the chat says, do something different. Charlotte Flair winning again is awfully redundant. I would agree. She doesn't win it right. She didn't win last year, so.
No, I don't think she should win either, though. I agree. I think it would be big. If they're going to go this whole angle of pushing NXT at Survivor Series, pushing NXT at Royal Rumble, pushing NXT at WrestleMania, you have to have Charlotte Flair lose. Who better, who bigger to lose? And it has to be clean, man, a one-on-one. That's why I'm a bit sketchy if you put 3 in the mix there. Let's just do it. If you're going to go with Ripley, let's go with Ripley, and let's have Charlotte lose.
All right, final thoughts, Des. Give us your actual match of the night. You said this might be my match, that might be my match. You got to choose one.
Tag team.
Yeah, buddy.
Match.
We end off.
It was going to be Keith Lee and Dijakovic. These guys put on amazing matches all the time. And then I was thinking of Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox. If there was a solid finish there, a big payoff, I might have went with that. But that tag team match was fucking fantastic. Balor and also was a great match. So it's very neck and neck for those two. But I love the excitement and I guess the climax of that tag team match.
You think Pete Dunne was pissed that the bro put the title belt in his mouth? I would have been pissed. That's fucking Pete Dunne's thing. I was a little bit
point,
like,
man. We'll see. No doubt we're going to see those two face off in months to come. So a lot of cool shit with the Broserweights in the future.
All right, chat. We want to thank you for joining us on the post show. Guys, www.talkingmania.com, @_talkingmania on the Twitter machine, and head over to Patreon. The audio version of this will be uploaded to there. So if you want to listen to it in the morning, be cool. Be like Evan Gomez, Smart to Death, Danny Pond, and Boot to the Face. Des, thank you for joining me tonight. And we'll talk half of Talking Mania. J-Bomb's out. Des, say bye.
Happy day.
sparking it up.